This is Fountain Street Church.
I find it hard to find the best ones, but somehow, like I said, you'll hear what I'm trying to say even when the words
Here, we strive to free the mind, grow the soul, and change the world. Here, there is freedom to doubt and freedom to believe. Here, you can find a house of prayer for all people.
The swallow up Jonah.
Welcome to Fountain Street Church. Join us on the journey.
So we have Laugh Fest here, and in a few moments we're going to have a really excellent segment from a really bizarre musical piece called Little Shop of Horrors. And first of all, I want to thank the choir, especially for your life-risking seating today. You're going to take one for the church, aren't you? Good for you. I guess I want to start with this prayerful time by noticing the environment we're used to isn't here today. You're looking up here at the curtains and screens and wires and things that this isn't church. It's a lot harder to feel reverent. And I'm wondering if one of the challenges we should consider is whether we become too accustomed to thinking reverence looks a certain way, or has to be in a certain hour, or with certain company. I know it's lovely, it's spectacular. You can't walk in here and not go, wow. But I wonder what it would take for us to walk out the door and go, wow. Or down Division Street and go, wow. So our prayer today is that our eyes will be opened to the beauties we aren't seeing, but are always there. How the paper in the street, when it blows by, looks like snow for just a moment. How the wrinkles on the faces of old men outside of Hartside and Dégagé look like the trunks of trees. That the sight and smell of rain on the sidewalk could be the shimmer of a lake or the top of a birthday cake. Summon up all the things that don't look majestic. Cigarette butts strewn in the street, all the bits of ice that are still hugging the sidewalks, the gravel and the bits of salt that get in your shoe. Is there beauty here too, something worth revering? Did not someone say either nothing is a miracle or everything is? Can we try for just a second to believe everything is miraculous?
Alarm goes off at 7 and you start uptown. You put in your 8 hours for the powers that have always been. Sing it, child. Till it's 5 p.m.
Then you go
downtown, where the folks are broke. You go downtown, where your life's a joke. You go downtown, where you
go.
Downtown, where the cabs don't stop. Downtown, where the food is slop. Downtown, where the hop hats flop in the snow. Down on Skid Row. Uptown, you cater to a million jerks. Uptown, your messengers and mailroom clerks. Eating all your lunches at the hot dog carts. The buses take your money and they break your hearts. Uptown, you cater to a million whores. Disinfect terrazzo on the bathroom floors. Your morning's tribulation, afternoon's a curse. And 5 o'clock it's even worse. Downtown, where the guys are drips. Where they rip your slips. Downtown, where relationships are no go. Down on Skid Row. Down on Skid Row. Down on Skid Row. Down on Skid Row.
Poor. All my life I've always been poor. I keep asking God what I'm for, and he tells me, gee, I'm not sure. Sweep that floor, kiddo. I started life as an orphan, a child on the street, down on Skid Row. He took me in, gave me shelter, a bed, crust of bread, and a job. Treats me like dirt, calls me a slob, which I am. Now I live
Downtown.
That's your home address.
Downtown.
When your life's a mess,
Downtown.
where depression's just status quo.
Down on Skid Row.
Someone show me a way to get out of here, 'cause I constantly pray I'll get out of here. Won't somebody say I'll get out of here? Someone give me my shot or I'll rot here.
Downtown.
Show me how and I
There's no
will.
rules
I'll
for
get
us.
out of here.
Downtown.
I'll be climbing
'cause it's
uphill to get
dangerous.
out of here.
Downtown.
Someone tell me I
where the
still can
rainbow's
get
just
out of
an
here.
ocean.
Someone tell Lady Luck that
When
I'm
you
stuck here. Gee, sure would be swell to get out of here. Bid the gutter farewell and get out of here. I'd move heaven and hell to get out of Skid. I don't know what to get out of Skid, but a hell of a lot to get out of Skid. People tell me there's not a way out of Skid, but believe me, I gotta get out of Skid Row.
How cool is that? Excellent. On a gray day, it's good to have an energizing presence. Just thank you so much. Well, if the building looks busy, it's because we've been really busy around here. March Madness, it turns out, is a lot more than basketball. In fact, the out of doors seems to be going through that. We go from winter to spring and back, and it's March, it's what we do. And of course, on Tuesday, an important choice will be made in secret. Your education search team is literally meeting on Tuesday to pick the next education minister if they can. Oh, some people in Rome are doing something very similar, but I'm telling you, if perchance you see smoke rising from church, call the fire department. We don't use that method here. But you know, a little heat, moral heat, emotional heat, spiritual heat can be a good thing. It melts the ice of habit and fear. May these words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be found true in thy sight, thou who art my rock and my Redeemer. It's all about evil and sin and other unpleasant facts this Lent. That's why Wright is my co-conspirator in bringing the music in, because if you don't know the show or the movie, it's all about evil and sin and how it sneaks in under the best of guises. Now, I'm not here to give you a theory or even a theology of evil. That would be more boring than anyone wants to endure. But let's be honest, all those Abrahamic religions, they have a problem. Because you see, if you're in the Abrahamic faith tradition, you have a God that has to be omnipotent and omniscient and omnipresent, which means either God is okay with evil or is even making it happen. And that doesn't make God look very good. So you need to come up with a theory of why there is evil in a universe that has an omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotent God. The technical term is theodicy. Not the Odyssey, it's theodicy. Well, I am not going to try to go there. St. Paul, St. Augustine, and John Calvin struggled with it better than I ever could. But all three of them will answer in some form or another with the same outcome. It's all about sin. And they mean not your sins, they mean the first one, the original. When the disobedient couple ate of the fruit of the tree, and as St. Augustine put it, non posse, non peccare, we're not able not to sin. That's the way things are, at least in the Christian tradition. You can't help it. It's the way you're made. You're doomed. Even when you do good, you do it badly. Theories and theologies of evil, in the end, are really about defending God rather than explaining you. But if you start with people, not God, it's a whole different question. So now I'm going to tell you a story out of the Buddhist tradition. A person named Gandadwo committed all manner of crimes. One day, though, while he was walking on a street, he was about to step on a spider, and a kind thought came to him. He thought, the spider is a small life. Why should I kill it? So he stepped over the spider and avoided killing it. Now, since he had done so many bad things, the story says, he fell into a deep and endless hell when he died. While he was suffering, a silver thread from a spider fell down from the sky. Feeling as if he had found a boat after falling into the sea, he climbed up the thread with all his strength to escape from the pains of hell. But as he was climbing, he looked down and saw many other beings were also climbing up after him. And he was afraid the thread would break because it couldn't stand all the weight. And so he kicked all the others off of the thread.